Hotel. So right now I'm watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta, The Valley, Summer House. Is that all we have right now that I'm watching? Oh, I'm going to start watching Love Hotel. I haven't watched the premiere episode, but I've seen clips, and I just I love Shannon Bedore from Real Housewives of Orange County. She has been through a lot, and she's like a hopeless romantic, and I love that we now get to see her on a dating show because just so she's so Shannon. So I am gonna watch Love Hotel. I'll share some thoughts on my next Bravo recap episode that I do. But yeah, I guess that's all I'm really watching right now. I've watched a couple episodes of Top Chef. We like to save a bunch of those episodes and then like just binge them at once. I I don't watch Below Decks as much because that's just a whole nother beast. I like the Real Housewives stuff and like Summer House and the Southern shows more. And Vanderpump Rules, RIP, even though I know they're back. So yeah, if you like Bravo things, go check out some of the recap episodes that I've done. And let's get into pop culture things from the week. All right, I know Sinners just came out last weekend. Maybe it's been out 2 weeks now. Maybe about two. I should know that as a journalist. But my husband and I are going to go watch it tonight. It goes into this Friday. We're going to have a little date night. Watch Sinners. We both have been really good at not watching spoilers. I honestly don't even know what it's about. I'm trying not even to read the plot summary. I do know Michael B. Jordan plays twins and that you have to stay through the credits at the end of the movie because there's some extra scenes. But my husband and I were just like, we're gonna go in as blind as we can to really enjoy it. I know it's categorized as a horror movie, and I hate horror movies. Why be scared when, like, daily life is scary enough? Why watch extra things that make you scared? Which is why I love Bravo so much, because I can just disassociate from my own life, from the whole things going on around me, and I can fully jump into their life and judge their choices. But we're gonna go see Sinners. I'm so excited. I'll share my thoughts on it uh, with the next Bravo TV recap. Some of those Bravo TV recaps I like to throw in some things in the beginning of the episode that maybe I missed, but we love a good Friday date night, movie night. Okay, let's get into some pop culture things that happened this week. Let's start with a couple of scammers. We love a good scam when it doesn't happen to us. Okay, if you're on TikTok, and especially if you were on TikTok in the pandemic, I wasn't, and I feel like I missed out on so much, but also probably saved myself a lot of time not being on TikTok during the pandemic. I honestly just got on TikTok when I started this podcast last August. Happy I'm there now. Look, people are so freaking funny. Let's talk about someone who got big during pandemic TikTok and has been scamming people. Her name is Janelle Roner. She is a self-proclaimed, let's start by saying that. She's a self-proclaimed wellness and health influencer. She would post videos of healthy eats that she would make. She went viral for this bell pepper sandwich that she made, which was literally replacing 2 slices of bread with 2 pieces of a bell pepper and calling that a sandwich. Then she would pretty much do the same iteration of that healthy type of sandwich, the no bread sandwich, with lettuce wrap and all kinds of things. So there's one side of TikTok that was like, oh my goodness, she's so innovative. We love her. Let's make her an influencer. And then there's another side of TikTok that was like, what is happening? Like, why is this girl famous for taking away one of the most enjoyable parts of a sandwich, which is the bread, right? The amount of bread options that you have for making a sandwich, you're going to take away that joy. Also, the other joy of a sandwich, especially for me, is like choosing a good sauce, a good mayo, an aioli to put on it or something. Or like, there's this Boar's Head has this really good olive oil sandwich sauce that I'm obsessed. Okay, I digress. If you're new here, I go on tangents. I always bring it back. Anywho, she became famous, bell pepper sandwich, big influencer. Then she started selling $200 courses that help you count macros and like how she stays healthy, and she lost a bunch of weight. So people ate it up, right? They think, oh, this person is being transparent with me. They're being honest with me. Like, obviously, they're eating these things that they're putting on social media and showing me how she lives. And then she lost all this weight. Like, it's going to work for me too. Let me pay $200 and buy this freaking course. And it said, like, her course was called Macros 101, and it teaches people how to experience food freedom, which is just a trigger in itself. Like, that's one of those unhealthy wellness shticks, phrase, right? Food freedom, give me a break. But she's recently come out to say that she has been using a GLP-1 weight loss drug for the last year. Are we surprised? Are we shocked? Yeah. She said that her and her doctor introduced this GLP-1 into her health plan about a year ago, but she still counts macros. She still does all the things that she had been preaching about doing before, just has some help in doing it now. She has posted that she will give out refunds to people who bought her course after she started using the weight loss drug, because obviously she wasn't being honest and transparent about it. Not everything needs to be shared 100%. But when you have built a business off of weight loss and health, and you're making money off of it, and you're being an influencer and you're gaining people's trust online, to then come out and be like, psych! I was also doing this stuff too, right? There's been so many celebrities and other influencers who have used this drug also, and some people come out and they're honest right up front, and some people aren't because they say it's none of their business. But again, like, you do what you want to do behind closed doors, but if you are making money off of it, if you are leading people to believe one thing and that is a lie, not okay. Also, like, is this illegal? I guess if she's willing to give refunds, like, maybe she does. That takes care of some things. But can people sue for being falsely led on and then paying money? I don't know. It sounds like a mess. Interested to see. You know, like, sometimes these things, just after a couple months, it goes away. People forget, and then, like, she'll be back on her bullshit, right, for the summer. So, interested to see what's going to happen, but also, like, not interested, because every video now that I'm going to see of her, I'm just going to be like, oh, well, you're a liar. How do I know you're not lying about this, like what you're telling me in your latest video, when you've been lying for the past year? Speaking of liars, and again, every time I hear the word liar or I say it like that with like intent, I just think of Khloe Kardashian's iconic screaming liar to Tristan over the phone. That girl went through so freaking much. She could yell liar at me and I'd love it. I'd eat it up. Okay. Former Congressman George Santos was sentenced to 7 years in prison for wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. A politician who's dirty? No. Tell me more. So last year he pled guilty. He basically swindled campaign donors, spent money on trips, living his lavish lifestyle, also paid for OnlyFans subscriptions with this swindled money. Basically would one thing was stealing credit card information from elderly donors for his campaign. Okay, Jen Shaw. I would love if George Santos and Jen Shaw ended up in the same prison. Jen Shaw's here in a Texas prison with Elizabeth Holmes, who did the whole biotech blood stem cell scandal. I'm sure I got all of that wrong, but she was that health scandal girl. So I love already that Jen and Elizabeth are in prison together. Add George to the mix. Put in Andy Cohen and a camera. We could have ourselves a new type of reality show. He is very hopeful, though, that our current president will pardon him because he has always championed our current president. He hopes the president will do the same for him and see that he is remorseful for what he's done and to not judge him based on his actions. Okay. He turns himself in July, which I don't understand why people get a couple of months to still just live in the world before reporting to jail. Shouldn't it just be immediate? Like, why are we allowing him to continue to just be out in these streets? I don't think he's on house arrest or anything. Not that I couldn't find that in anything that I read. But I just do find it interesting that he gets a couple months to like prepare himself and get ready to be sent away for 7 years. Oh my goodness, that is wild. But scammers get caught eventually, right? Maybe not. Okay, Jojo Siwa. Oh my goodness. To be 21 again in the public eye. Me not in the public eye, but just to be 21 again. Let's just start with Jojo Siwa's frontal lobe is not developed. Let's remember that. She's also a child star. So I feel like that even delays that frontal lobe being developed. Normally it's 26. Jojo Siwa's frontal lobe probably won't develop until she's like 34. Adding on like extra Nickelodeon years. But Jojo Siwa was dating her partner, Kat, who is an actor, a DJ, and a fellow podcaster. Jojo was on Celebrity Big Brother UK. And there are videos of her getting close with another contestant named Chris. So Jojo has been seen like in bed cuddling with him, holding hands. Chris gives her a forehead kiss. Like all these things that maybe you wouldn't want your partner to do, right? Jojo was coming out saying like, he's a one-of-a-kind gentleman, someone who is just easy to love and easy to laugh with. And he's a vital part of her life now. And we do have to remember, these people are secluded in a house. Social media is taken away. I feel like things speed up when you're in this situation, right? There's like pressure building friendships and finding your people that are going to make you feel safe and relaxed. And you're on a competition show, so like feelings are heightened and emotions are crazy. But still, it excludes none of this when JoJo's literally in a relationship with her partner, Kat. And I think at this point, JoJo and Kat had been together for about a year. Cut to Big Brother after party that just went down. JoJo wanted to go. Her partner, Kat, wasn't feeling it. JoJo was like, okay, I'm going to go. Like, I'll be back. Love you. Peace. Kat said, psych, I'm going to show up. I do want to go and support you. Apparently the whole time they were fighting. JoJo claims that Kat kept asking her, like, do you want to be with me or do you want to break up? And was just kind of this continuous theme the entire night. Kat sees it as, I flew across the world to come and support you on this. And then to not feel like I'm important, to not feel like I'm the one that you're in a relationship with. And they ended up breaking up. Kat thinks that JoJo emotionally cheated with Chris, was dumped at the after party, which I think is a really good song title or a band name, right? Like Panic at the Disco, dumped at the after party. But again, JoJo's 21. I think Kath is either late 20s, early 30s. I forgot to write their age down. But again, what else do you expect from a 21-year-old kid celebrity? Also, love is love and connections are connections. Maybe they just did have an immediate connection and the timing was bad. Oh, JoJo also did say, like, being in the house, she started thinking, like, being away from Kath, she started analyzing the relationship, second guessing, all these things. Kath also came out and was like, yeah, but you like loved bombed me for the beginning of our relationship. And like talked about marriage and all these things. And then JoJo goes away. And then you're seeing what's happening on TV. And you're like, okay. Also, every time JoJo Siwa is in the news, again, another Kardashian reference, I have to go back to her on Keeping Up with the Kardashians when Northwest was little and obsessed with JoJo Siwa. And Kim took North over to JoJo's house, and you see her car that's like wrapped with her face on it. And then they're at her house, and she has this whole room full of merch, and just seeing JoJo in her character, I bet that's exhausting. Also, she's like the breadwinner for her family as a child, and that's always messed up. Like, we've seen how that affects other child stars, but what a messy situation. Oh my goodness. Speaking of messy situations, let's move along to Bill Belichick. All right. I'm sure by now you've all seen that viral CBS Morning interview. He wrote a book. So he's promoting his book. He's on this tour. The book is called The Art of Winning, Lessons from My Life in Football. Historically, Bill is not a great interviewee. He seems like he could give two shits, you know? Like, he just wants to coach football and leave him be. He doesn't care about the minutia of everything, the promotions, the interviews. Like, that's just not what he's there for. So, and also, like, who's making Bill write this book? I feel like, yeah, it's probably the trajectory or like the progression of careers, right? You retire from whatever you did and you write a book about it. Soon he's going to put out a cologne or open some restaurant with Guy Fieri or Bobby Flay. Right, but this is like the progression of things you're supposed to do. So like a book is next in his career. He went on CBS Sunday Morning, did an interview. His girlfriend of about 50-year age difference, which like it's creepy as hell. People find love in a hopeless place. It's still creepy as hell. And then just seeing what has transpired from that, it's kind of like, what is happening? So Bill's in this interview. The interviewer's asking him, like, there's a lot of talk about your relationship with your girlfriend, Jordan, who is sitting off to the side, just staring, like, fully invested what is happening in this interview. He's like, I don't really care what people say about me. The interviewer goes, okay, well, let's talk about how you and Jordan met. And off to the side, you just hear Jordan say, not going to talk about it. And the interviewer was like, oh, okay. And then even in the interview package that they showed on TV, the interviewer's doing a voiceover being like, and Jordan was a constant presence at the interview that day. It's like, ooh, we love that little subtle shade. Also, things have come out that she delayed the interview by like 30 minutes. She got upset at something. They had to stop it. Then she came back in. Things were good to go. Just kind of, she was controlling or providing support throughout the entire interview. Someone who has been in the spotlight and public eye almost as long as she has been alive. Right? Bill's been in the game for a minute. This isn't his first interview, and I'm sure he has a team of people, right? But this new era of Bill now includes Jordan as the main person on his team. Bill has come out and said that Jordan stepped in to reiterate the point of he only wants his interviews to be about the book. He doesn't want it to be about anything else. He doesn't want interviewers and podcasters picking up lines here and there just to push their agendas. He solely wants it to be about the book, and that's it. It's like, well, yeah, but also the interviewer's job is to get as much information as they can. And, like, he knows that, you know? So, but Bill was like, no, Jordan she's doing her job. She was trying to reiterate and, like, move the focus of the interview back to the book. Like, okay. Then Jordan posted on her Instagram an email that Bill had written to, I'm assuming his team and probably the publishing team as well, with his thoughts on the book tour, talking about how things are going so far. Again, reiterating that he hasn't really been happy with the process so far and really hopes that everything continues to be about the book because that's how he wants it to go. Jordan also used Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do song on the post as well. And then the second picture in that post is a screenshot of, it looks to be like a video, feed of two people and a timestamp. And the caption on the Instagram post said, full article coming soon or something like that. Like, what is happening? It's all really weird. I saw another article and I didn't get to take all the notes on it right before I started recording this, but there's something about her going and trademarking a bunch of quotes, like football related quotes that Bill would say, and just that she is really becoming like his PR marketing right hand person. And just like, is he okay? Because he still seems like he's mentally there. It doesn't seem like he's losing it. He isn't like talking weirdly or slurring his words, or he's not, when you look at him, he doesn't look like he's like off in space, right? He still seems like he knows what's happening. But the way that Jordan has just come in and bulldozed her way really in Bill's life is insane. I need to know what insiders think. I need to know what his family thinks. It's weird. Is she gonna take it for all his money? I would think Bill would be smart enough to like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but it is weird. It's so weird. And I just love seeing the internet come together to be like, what is happening here? Speaking of women bulldozing their way in, let's talk about Meg the Stallion. That wasn't a really good segue. But Meg the Stallion is opening her own Popeyes. Y'all, this is the news that's important to me. If you're still listening to this, you're like, what is she talking about? This is my news. Meg the Stallion's opening a Popeyes in Miami. I'm so sad it's not in Houston because I would have made the road trip from Austin to Houston to go to her Popeyes 100%. A Popeyes in Miami sounds dreadful. But she is a franchise owner. She partnered with them a couple years ago and created her hottie sauce, Hot Girl Summer, all the things about wings. And so she posted a video the other day at the construction site. She was super safe. She had her hard hat on, looking at those blueprints. But congratulations. She's so excited. She wants to open many more Popeyes locations, so maybe we'll get one in Houston. She's just building her empire, and I love it. Okay, let's talk about Desperate Housewives reboot. So, Eva Longoria was just on Watch What Happens Live earlier this week and said that she would be down for a reboot, but the one person that would need convincing is the show's creator, Mark. She's like, yeah, he said that he feels like there's nothing left to do with the characters. So rebooting it or bringing it back in any sort of way. He wasn't sure how that was going to work. And then it was announced literally the next day after Eva and Watch What Happens Live. It was announced that Kerry Washington is leading the charge of a reboot. It's pretty much the same plot as Desperate Housewives. I saw a little quote, it said, on the surface, all the Wisteria neighbors are living the dream. So it's still going to be Wisteria Lane. I even think the working title right now is Wisteria Lane. All the Wisteria neighbors are living the dream. Beautiful homes, gorgeous families, shiny SUVs in the driveway. And behind it all are secrets. I'm a fan of Desperate Housewives. What a great show. There's like mixed reviews about it, and I see it. Like, I love dramas. I love scandalous things like this. Haha, scandal. I love scandalous things like this. That's why, again, I love the Housewives. But we don't have to reboot everything that was great. We can leave things the way that they were and not mess. Like, just go back and watch the old series. Go back and watch the series. We don't need to reboot it, you know? I just don't know. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, obviously, and it was just announced, so I'm sure we're gonna get more info about it for sure. I just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Leave our OG Desperate Housewives alone. All right, next Monday is Met Monday, biggest fashion night of the year. The theme is super fine, tailoring Black style. And the dress code is tailored for you, which I'm really excited about because it allows everyone who attends to wear something that is suitable for them. I'm envisioning just a lot of well-fit attire, chicness, like cut lines really well. I can't wait to judge the fits as I sit on my couch with my baggy sweatpants and a stained shirt. I can't wait. But, it's fun to see everyone's reveal, and it's just a night for people to really be creative. And I hope, you have to stick to the theme. If you want to be invited back to the Met Gala, you have to do the theme, and you got to do the theme well. And so I love it. I'm excited. Ooh, did y'all see the little back and forth between Halle Berry and Monica Lewinsky? Y'all, Monica Lewinsky is a genius. She is so freaking funny on Twitter. Someone tweeted, Halle Berry may be the most rapped about woman in history. Imagine being that fine. And yeah, Halle Berry. I mean, one of the most beautiful human beings on earth. Let's take a moment for Halle Berry. Okay. Halle saw this and she responded. She said, appreciate each rap song reference. What is your favorite? Monica saw this and said, wanna trade? Turns out Monica Lewinsky has been referenced in 100+ rap songs. The one I always think about is Beyonce's line from Partition, where he Monica Lewinsky'd all over my gown. I wonder if Beyonce's has apologized to Monica Lewinsky for exploiting what happened to her in her music, right? At that time, it wasn't justice for Monica Lewinsky, I guess is what I'm trying to say. She even has rap song muse in her Twitter bio, which I think is freaking amazing. But really, though, justice for Monica Lewinsky, who was preyed on by an older man. Someone most would say with the highest position of power in the world, and she was a young 20-something intern. Yeah, what she did was wrong, but the blame definitely goes more to that former president. And it's just, it's Monica's had to live with that for her entire life. Like, it's changed. And she has a podcast out now too. Y'all should definitely check that out. It changed the trajectory of her life. And I can't imagine having to go through that in such a public way, and everybody knowing who you are overnight for years to come and continue to be referenced. It's insane. But I think Monica is like, it gave her tough skin. It made her really funny. I have to talk about a couple Bravo things to end out this podcast, because who would I be to not include Bravo in this episode? So, Messy Mia from the Real Housewives of Potomac has moved herself to Atlanta. She was hanging out with Shamia and I think Kelly from Real Housewives of Atlanta too. No, thank you. We do not want her on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I speak for myself and a lot of people in the comments on social media that are like, no, we cannot have her on Atlanta. Nobody asked for this. Nobody wants this. Giselle and Portia were on Watch What Happens Live earlier this week. Giselle is from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Portia is from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Giselle was like, you guys can have her. We don't want her on our show anymore. Mia says that she quit the show when she walked out of the reunion. I like to think in my head that she was fired. Is it nice to wish firing on a person? Absolutely not. But when she exploited her estranged husband's bipolar disorder and created this storyline about her son's paternity, put that on TV, it was her then on again, off again, boyfriend, fiance, who even knows, right? I still think they're together. I mean, she moved to Atlanta. That's where he lives. Like, they're 100% together. Anyways, we don't need Mia on Bravo anymore. We don't need her energy. She did nothing to warrant a second opportunity on a Bravo show. No, thank you. Okay, Vanderpump Villa. Y'all, there's just so much to watch right now. I've only gotten through, I think, the first 3 episodes. The Mormon wives are there, and they're about to leave. I didn't take as many notes on that part because I was scrolling my phone. But I do need to know the casting process for this show. Like, obviously, some people have worked in hospitality and some have no idea what they're doing, which does make for good TV. Alyssa, who's one of the servers, gives me Katie Maloney energy. Like, she knows what's going on, but then she does break down and cry when she sees the guy that she likes making out with one of the Mormon wives. I absolutely love Hagen. I hope Hagen stays his true shining star self throughout the rest of the season. If not, I'm going to riot. I'm going to be so upset. And I like Lexi. I like Grace. Also, there's so many people on the show. I think by episode 3, I was like, who are you? Are you new here? They're just, I don't know who a lot of these people are. Okay, but that Saudi guy who keeps winning best concierge or like best person by all the guests that have been there so far, he interviewed with Lisa Vanderpump in a British accent and then dropped that the second he got hired, and now is just speaking in an American accent, which is sus. Like, did you just speak in a British accent to Lisa to get hired on the show? Because she's also British? Or English? English, British. Oh, I swear I'm smart. I don't like him. I think it's just weird. It's weird to interview in one language or one accent and then come back in another. I don't know what's happening. Marciano, definitely an F-boy. Of course, he wants to be a DJ. Putting it out on social media that he has things to spill on one of the Mormon wives. That's why he wasn't invited to the premiere party. Ugh, like, get over yourself. Aiden is a nightmare. I liked him for a hot second, and then him talking in circles with Stassi, like, I couldn't follow that conversation whatsoever. He's a nightmare. He needs to be gone. Again, I'm only like episode 3, I think, so maybe he's gone by the end. I don't see him lasting all the way through. Stassi, it's fun to have her back on TV. Her kids are the cutest. Her husband Beau is still hella likable. The tattoo thing is weird. I haven't gotten to that episode yet, but I've seen it all over social media. So Stassi and Beau are married. He has a sister that he met later in life. I don't remember that whole backstory, but he got his sister's name tattooed on him. Yeah, he got his sister's name tattooed on him. He doesn't have Stassi's name tattooed on him. And Stassi freaks out. She gets in her head and she's like, why is he willing to put something permanent on his body, like from his sister, but he can't do that for me when I pushed 2 kids out of my vagine, like, for him? I can't wait to watch her freak out on him. I miss a Stassi freak out. If you are a Vanderpump Rules fan, you know we love it. Oh, also Stassi is going to be hosting the Vanderpump Villa reunion. So that's interesting. I don't know. Like, I think she'll do good. She's done many of a reunions, so I think she'll be good. I mean, Ariana, she did the Love Island reunion, and I thought that was good. I'm interested to see how it's gonna go, and it's cool that they're getting a reunion for this show, because it is what's needed when they do these types of shows. Like, there's so much drama and so many things that go on. Instead of everybody going on different podcasts or doing Instagram lives to explain themselves, put them all in the room and let them hash it out together. Another, just more content for us to consume. But I'll report back with more thoughts on Vanderpump Villa as I continue to watch. I really need to see, like, how the tattoo stuff goes down, because, like, I see Stassi's point of view, and I even think she's come out and said, like, it wasn't about the tattoo. It was much more about just feeling a feeling of importance, and I think we can all agree with that. But we love when Stassi's Dark Passenger comes out. Okay, I haven't done these the past couple podcast episodes, and I honestly just have forgotten to put it out on Instagram to get y'all's answers to it too. But in these episodes, I like to do a garbage thing of the week, because Wonderful Garbage, this podcast name, is stuff that other people think is garbage, like reality TV and pop culture and celebrity news, but that we love, right? We think it's wonderful. It's wonderful garbage. But there's also just a lot of regular garbage out in the world. So every week I like to come up with a garbage thing of the week. Next week, I will be asking you guys on Instagram for your garbage thing of the week. It can literally be anything that bothers you. And today I saw this happen twice at my work, and I need to complain about it. So bear with me. My garbage thing of the week is people who run upstairs or skip a couple stairs at a time. Where are you going? Nothing is that important that you need to run past me or skip those stairs to get to your destination, unless you have, like, a bathroom emergency, which even then, wouldn't you not want to run? If you're about to shit your pants. I don't think running upstairs nor stretching your body out in that manner is going to help the situation. Nothing is that serious to where you have to run upstairs. Maybe if, like, the building is burning. The building's on fire. someone is hurt, you need to go give aid to somebody, then yes. But if your ass is just like trying to get to your cubicle fast, or you're late for a meeting, it's all good. Take your time. It'll be okay. And that is my garbage thing of the week. All right, y'all. Well, that is it for this week's pop culture recap episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you have not done it yet, please, please, please make sure you are following, liking, subscribing. Click the button to get alerts when new podcast episodes come out, and leave a comment. I would love to know what you guys think of the episode. And then follow on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Bluesky. All right, y'all. I will be putting out a recap and thoughts episode on this week's Valley. Here we are going to another arcade place on our shows. We go to Dave and Buster's, which actually gave us a lot of great content. And I really enjoyed Janet in that episode. Anybody else? All right, y'all. Again, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. Until next time.